And the Sea Harrier. That's a demonstration of the short takeoff capabilities. Art also attended the U.S. Air Force Test Pilot School at Edwards Air Force Base. There's only one Marine a year sent there. In '85, it was him. He is now going to set up for a photo pass. You got to take the airplane through here at a pretty quick rate, just to show you. While this is not a supersonic airplane, it can fly pretty rapidly. This pass, you'll only get up to about 250 to 300 knots. Multiply 300 times 1.15, and you'll know how fast that is in miles per hour. He's off to the right, circling around. Got to make a very sharp turn over there, come through here, with the airplane tipped up, crank it along at somewhere in the neighborhood of 300 knots, just to show you this airplane can fly very rapidly. Ladies and gentlemen, from the right to the left, the Sea Harrier and Art Knowles.
Show center for our Canadians. You guys did an awesome job as usual.
Meanwhile, if you look high and to the left, you will see that Art has climbed way up in the sky with the Harrier. That's because he said to us, you know what, I can go faster than that. I'm going to see if I can get myself up around 600 miles an hour on the next pass. Knowing Art, he isn't going to have any problem doing that. He is diving out there just above that cloud. He's going to arc around right back behind the show line there on the left. He's getting her down there, getting her down there. This, dear hearts, is what 600 plus miles an hour looks and sounds like.
Wow.
This is an FA-2 Sea Harrier, made between 1983 and 98 for Great Britain's Royal Navy. The type retired from the Royal Navy in 2006. And despite the fact it isn't supersonic, it doesn't have to do that. The single Rolls-Royce Pegasus turbofan engine puts out thrust through 4 movable nozzles. I want you to watch for those when he gets in here into hover. They're back under the wing along the side of the fuselage, and they can be turned from straight down to straight back, depending on which direction you want to fly or what you want to do. In addition to the normal throttle in the left hand and control stick in the right, there is a lever in the cockpit to control those nozzles. Looks to me like Art's slowed down quite a bit out there. We'll know very shortly whether he's going to do his pitch up. I have a feeling he's getting set to hover out here. Ladies and gentlemen, if that's the case, you're going to want to be ready. We're heading to the point where it gets noisy if he does that. It sure looks like that. The lights on, the landing gear's down. I'm going to have to shut up. Watch for this airplane to stop in midair. Back up, turn sideways, turn around, and accelerate out of here. Get ready for noise you can feel. The Sea Harrier. sure they had the right place spotted. We'll see here. He bought this airplane in 2006, and the next 2 years after that went into restoration to get it back into flying condition. It's been flying at air shows ever since. In addition to those nozzles on the sides of the airplane, by the way, that I talked about, they're what we call puffer vents at the nose and tail and out at the end of the wings that shoot out little jets of air to help him stabilize when he is in the hover. This looks like you may do the pitch up to land thing. You've seen this before with some other airplanes. But basically fly over the airfield, make sure it's okay, and pitch up and out of there. As he made that pass, you may have noticed tiny little things out at the end of each wingtip and on the rear of the wing. Those are the wheels for the outriggers, or pugos as we call them, because the landing gear on this airplane is right smack under the center of the airplane, and it needs those little pogo gear to stabilize when it does get on the ground. Okay, we're caught up. Everything seems to be hunky-dory. This airplane in combat was armed with a couple of 30-millimeter cannons, but also could carry rockets, missiles, and bombs. In fact, it could carry up to 8,000 pounds of payload on pylons under the wings and fuselage. Of course, they were widely used during the Falklands War, also both the Gulf Wars and the Balkans conflict, that is, mainly operating from aircraft carriers within the conflict zone. Harrier shot down 20 enemy aircraft during the Falklands thing and only lost one enemy ground fire. Yeah, this is going to be it. Again, he'll come down in here. He's already slowed down considerably, pulling the nozzles farther and farther toward the vertical. The temperature beneath this airplane when it is hovering out here is somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,400 degrees. Yep, this is it. This is the noise. I warned you. Here it comes.